In his 2009 book, Start With Why, British author Simon Sinek explained that there were two ways to influence human behavior: manipulation and inspiration. His argument was that the more powerful and lasting mode of influence was through inspiration. If you think about it, this is certainly true in various aspects of society: sports, politics, celebrity, social media. But in order to understand how effective communication works and how one can inspire others with their message, it helps to take a look at Sinek's Golden Circle. The Golden Circle is a series of concentric circles that represent why a person does what they do, how they approach doing it, and what outcome they would like to see. So let's dive right into this and talk about each of these circles, starting with why. This is your purpose, your cause, who you wish to become, or the driving force behind the things that you do. If you do not know why you do what you do, it'll be extremely hard for anyone else to know, so you first need to have that clarity for yourself. If you do not know your why yet, ask yourself, what is the reason behind what you do? Or what gets you out of bed every day? Answering this can be a soul-searching process that might be difficult and time-consuming, but it makes all the difference when you're looking for your purpose. Once you can answer that, you can begin to find others who will identify with your why and want to be a part of your journey. I just want to caveat that making money is not a why. Revenues, profits, salaries, and other monetary measurements are simply results of what we do. The why is what inspires us to impact and serve others, so keep that in mind. Next, how. In order to bring your why to life, you have to act in ways that correspond to your values and guiding principles. And your how is the process through which you can exhibit this. These are habits, systems, and routines that you put in place that can differentiate you from others like you. These are the actions that you take to achieve the why and will help shape your branding and unique messaging. And finally, what. For many people, the what is identified by their job and service, but it's essentially what you want to achieve or the results that you want to see, like losing weight, publishing a book, or winning a prize. It's a tangible manifestation of your why. Most of the goals that you set are associated with this level of change. These concepts have also been represented in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, where Clear lays out the 3 layers of behavior change: identity, process, and outcomes. Looks familiar, doesn't it? The ideas that the Golden Circle illustrates are certainly not new. Simon Sinek did not invent the concept of purpose and passion, but what he's been able to do is present this idea in a way that's easy to understand and actionable. So why am I telling you all of this? Most people naturally communicate who they are from the outside in. They typically go from what is easiest to understand to what is hardest to understand. They tell people what they do, tell them how they are different, and then they expect some sort of behavior or result, like a purchase or a vote or support. Speaking of which, don't forget to like this video if you haven't already. Also, my stats show me that almost 82% of you who are watching are not subscribed to the channel yet, so don't forget to do that. As you probably guessed, the right way to approach this is from the inside out. This is the reason that brands like Apple and Nike have done so well. Not because they lead with their products like new phones or shoes, but because they lean into their inspirational values like innovation or athleticism. Now, this isn't just some pseudo-intellectual theory. In fact, it's derived from neuroscience and our innate decision-making process. The outer section of the Golden Circle, the what, corresponds to the outer section of the brain, the neocortex. This is the part of the brain responsible for rational and analytical thought. The neocortex is always trying to understand and make sense of the world. The inner 2 sections of the Golden Circle, the how and the why, correspond to the middle section of the brain, the limbic system. This is the part of the brain responsible for all of our behavior and decision making. It's also responsible for our emotions and feelings like trust and loyalty. We make decisions based on the feeling generated by our limbic system, and the neocortex helps us rationalize and communicate those decisions. Now, my limbic side is telling me that I've had enough of this hair and I'm gonna cut it with these beard clippers. But my rational side is telling me that I should probably not do that. The science behind the Golden Circle is that humans respond best when messages communicate with those parts of the brain that control emotions, behavior, and decision making. And that's the reason why having clarity of your why and communicating it effectively is the most important thing that you can do. This is what inspires others to action and is how you explain your purpose and the reason for why you do what you do. My why has always been wanting to leave an impact by making the lives of others better in some way. I'm currently trying to do that through the education or entertainment that I'm creating through this channel, and the medium of delivery might eventually change, but the reason for doing it will always stay the same. So if you know what your why is, send them over to me in the comments below. I'd love to see what drives you and pushes you to do what you're doing. And if you don't know it yet, be patient, it will come to you. I'm gonna leave you with a quote from Simon Sinek that goes like this: people do not buy what you do, they buy why you do it. If you talk about what you believe, you will attract those who believe what you believe. Once again, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Vihan Chelliah. I'll see you next week.